Very good evening, viewers, and above all, my dear friends, your kind ladies and gentlemen. You are my sons and daughters. You are my elders. They are my father and mother. They are my parents. I wish you all a very pleasant, amazing, stupendous, and prosperous evening. The subject of interest of today is attitude. ATTITUDE. This is a very common word nowadays among the youth, old age people, even among the recently born children. Always, a human being is manifested with some type of attitude. What do you understand by attitude? I'm speaking, I'm speaker, I'm delivering speaking attitude. You're all listeners right now. You are manifested with the listening attitude. So both the attitudes are important. To define the attitude in a broader way, let us exercise our research work over the attitude. It's a small activity, small event. And I assure you, by this process and phenomena, we will be able to live a better life, very comfortable life, a legendary life, an institutional and inspirational life, motivational life, and above all, an unmatched, unrivaled, unparalleled, and undisputed life. Gentlemen, let us understand ourselves. We being a human being, how can we define us? We are embodiment of soul. Means the soul is manifested inside ourselves, and we are embodiment of soul inside the flesh. The soul is an energy, and flesh is a materialistic object which will be declined to earth after some time. Let us work out about this soul. We can divide ourselves into three parts. One is the corporeal, non-corporeal word, Shiva's word, the divinity, ether, or cosmic word. The third one is the earth. It is corporeal work. And in between, we are having the mind, which is a subtle work और सूक्ष्म. भूलोक जमीन, परलोक ऊपर और सूक्ष्म लोक. या इसको थोड़ा और तरीके से कहें, subtle word and cosmic divine word, spiritual world, and bottom is the earth. It is a corporeal word. Now, mind is a part of soul. Soul has three important institutes: mind, intellect, and resource. या यूं कहिए मन, बुद्धि, संसार. A man is defined by his thoughts. He is a man alone through the use of the language which originates or emanates from the mind. Thoughts occur in the mind. So the definition of man is through the ennobling thoughts. We have a brain, which is an organ which can be operated upon, which has a limitation. It is enclosed in the skull. But mind is not enclosed in the skull. Mind is a big energy. It has various wavelengths and frequencies. If we want to meditate God, we are offering prayers to God, we can definitely inspire the prayers inside the mind and can start offering prayers. In the prayers, I assure you that God is delivering His listening attitude. We believe that He is listening to us and we are speaking to God. We are offering our prayers to God. Now, during the time of meditation, God delivers the answers to the prayer. And that time we are having the great listening attitude. We are listening to the God. So two-way communication is happening. It is the speaking of the God and listening up by we people, and it is the speaking of prayers from our side and listening of the God. Now, I think we have understood the mind in a greater way. So that's how we can now introduce ourselves as a right person on this level. What is a person? He carries the right attitude. What is the right attitude? Right attitude means the attitude which God has given us, manifested in ourselves. We have several qualities. These are the qualities of our soul. They are namely knowledge, purity, truth, blissfulness, pleasure, and above all, it is the peacefulness and strength also. These qualities belong to man. It is called 7 qualities. What are strange qualities of a man? These qualities belong to the earth, to our soul, to our mind. Now we are proceeding to attitude. What is attitude now? Can you define attitude? Still not. Attitude is what we conceive in ourselves. If I am watching you, you are observing me. I see you, kind ladies and gentlemen, and your image is perceived and it is conceived in my mind. What is conceived, which I perceive, is the attitude. So your image, your personality, your aroma, your aura is conceived in my mind. That is attitude. Or you can broadly you can speak about that attitude is the mindset of any individual, the setting of the mind. There are many types of attitude. Supposing a person has taken birth in such a family where from the very first day he or she has witnessed traumas, catastrophe, and tragedies, disasters. So his attitude will be altogether different from the attitude of the worldly being. He will be having a very introvert attitude and a very frightening attitude, getting so many apprehensions. He might have developed the cowardice attitude. वो थोड़ा सा डरपोक टाइप हुई. Because he has seen so many ups and downs at the very beginning of his age. What he has witnessed is embalmed, is en- encoded in his heart, in his mind, in his soul. So it is very difficult to eliminate all those attitudes. Wherever he will be going, he will be carrying that attitude. He will be manifested with those traits and characters. So, but there are other people also who are born with golden or silver spoon in the mouth. Their attitude is altogether different. We are power leaders. They say, oh, nothing is worrying in this world. We are so glad. The life is very beautiful, very charming. It is. So these two types of attitudes are always in conflict. When a man gets up in the morning, he has to come up from his sleep. It is the awakening and alertness attitude which he has to inspire. Otherwise, he may be sleeping. Then he proceed to his college, his office, his destination. There he has to struggle a lot. He has to please his boss. So there are so many types of attitude involved. Struggling, baffling attitude. Then he is listening to some lecture, he's attending some symposium, some conference, some meeting, some conclave. That time they again the listening attitude and speaking attitudes are baffling. They are encountering. After he is having lunch, he's feeling hungry. So this appetite attitude means your hungry attitude again overpowers him and he starts eating. So there are so many attitudes and all. A man which is bold is bold. Bold is having bold attitude, courageous attitude. The man who is a coward is having a cowardice attitude. So these attitudes are always ugly. We need not worry about these attitudes. Circumstances play a very major role in the development of the attitude. If circumstances are very favorable, he says, I'm happy, I'm getting the right attitude. He feels dynamic, lively, and versatile. And objectively, he wants to achieve his target, and he's likely to achieve his target because he's proceeding with the positive, righteous, virtuous attitude. I assure you one thing very clearly that whatever the attitude you are carrying, the world will look like the same. If I'm not happy from inside, I'm having a sad attitude or I'm disgusted, so I'll see the world in the same way that this world is no more a charm or a challenge or cheerful for me. So, gentlemen, I assure you that always think that we belong to Almighty. And truthfulness, virtuousness is our right attitude. We shall be carrying the obsession of righteousness, virtuousness, blissfulness, truthfulness, and benevolence. And definitely, we should eliminate the vices. We should not give place to the devilish or evilistic powers. We should give place or birth to the virtuous powers. If our powers are virtuous, if our thoughts are virtuous, our attitude will remain always bold and confident, which will not feel defeated, which will not be defeated by any other opposite. So first party, carry an obsession, manifest the endeavors or endeavor yourself with the course righteous path. You will become lighten, whiten, and brighten. And after becoming lighten, whiten, and brighten, we can think that entire world belongs to us. We belong to all men. Like fishes or whale or shark, they belong to, or sea species belong to sea. Their dwelling place or their natural original place is water or sea or ocean. Like plants and trees, they belong to soil. So their natural habitat is soil. And we belong to Almighty. So Almighty is our resource. We shall not leave our resource. We shall always remain connected with the Almighty. We will not be lost. Otherwise, if we are not remaining connected with the Almighty, we are lost on this planet and we will not be able to achieve the success. We will not be able to reach our destination. What does success mean, sir? It doesn't mean that having two bungalows, two cars, and 5 crore rupees is a success. No, no. Success means different. If I am remaining in this world, people are very happy with me. They look at me with pride, honor. They give me grace. And my presence in the environment in an organization is a grace to them, is a privilege and honor to them. That is the success. That is the true success. Gentlemen, with the right, bold leadership attitude, you can achieve the ladder of success. You can merge out as the heightened version of your personality in this world. And definitely you will achieve the highest brackets of adequate regime of the righteous attitude. If I see sun, because if you think I'm not having any knowledge about attitude, suppose I'm a very, very common man who has not been to even school laws. But we all belong to nature. Man is a social animal. Like other animals, we have 5 sense organs. The animals of trees have 4 or 3 sense organs. We have a brain which has a mind. Now, mind is something which defines you, distinguishes you from the animals. Let us talk about the nature. Supposing I don't know ABC about anything, I will look at the nature. I'll see sun. Oh my God. Sun is a source of energy. It is a bright star. It is having a philanthropic attitude. Without sun, we cannot survive. Without sun, plants cannot survive, or we cannot have food from the plant. Photosynthesis cannot occur. So sun is burning in himself. He's burning in himself and providing us the energy. Similarly, gentlemen, a successful man burns himself and lives for the other. This is the actual suffering. You live for others, you will see the people are living for it. When gentlemen, I would like to take the name of a great biologist and uh, who was known as the father of genetics, or he gave the theory of evolution. His name is Charles Darwin. You know what Charles Darwin said? He said that survival of the fittest is the law of nature. What he wanted to convey to the public, that survival of the fittest means the species who will be able to adapt themselves to the surroundings, to the changing world. They will be able to survive. The species which will not be able to adapt themselves according to the changing environment or the changing atmosphere or calamities or weather will not be able to survive. So he gave this law, this very wonderful law, because what we are observing or witnessing nowadays, that global changes are happening every fortnightly or even every hour. So much information is flowing to us that we are living transferring this information to the various communities. Now, this is called digitalized work. This is called an artificial intelligence is now going to play a big role. Transformation of lives of millions of people. We predicted this thing at a long time back. But he said the change is imperative. You cannot change. You cannot bring about a change. It is imperative. It has to happen. Like the demise of the person is also imperative. You cannot change it. So the changes which are imperative, what we have to do, you will have to face the consequences of those changes. There will be failures also, successes also. So if we really want to succeed in life, embrace the failures. I develop the attitude of embracing the failures. It is not an easy task. You can only embrace the failures if you are cautioned that we are not embracing the failures. If you are not cautious, aware, and to prospectively ignite it, then these failures will overpower you, and you will not be able to achieve the success. If you embrace all the failures around with a noble, pious, benevolent heart, a pure heart, then what else is left in the world? The success. So the success is not far off. Please see that changing environment, try to adapt it, try to achieve the information technology knowledge. Each and every village of the country, of the world, each and every woman, child, man of the world belonging to any gaon, any village is now being connected through internet or through the mobile phones. So this information technology has reached to each and every person of the world. So try to embrace this thing. Try to achieve the knowledge of the artificial intelligence and information technology which are happening later also. Otherwise, we will lag behind in the race of this information technology and artificial intelligence. So this is happening, and this was predicted long time ago by Charles Darwin. He said that change is imperative. We cannot escape from the changes which are happening in the world. So develop your own idea, develop your own thought, and make your own habitat, and be a successful person in the futuristic. This is only when you will embrace the failures. So, gentlemen, I would like to give an example of the first democratic president of the world of independent United States. So he was Abraham Lincoln. He was black. He used to belong to a very neglected, oppressed community of the world. He was not having means to even study. So, he became the first independent president, democratic president of the world. He coined the theory of democracy. Democracy means government of the people, by the people and for the people. He was the first elected president of United States of America. He was Abraham Lincoln. Prior to office becoming the first president of the independent United States of America, the Republic United States of America, he fought the elections for 44 times. Because he was so much laborious, he was carrying the utmost, unmatched, unrivaled, unparalleled fighting attitude. And after all, he achieved the victory. He was declared as a victorious first president elected by the common people of the world. So democracy in our system is the birth of this democracy is given by the Abraham Lincoln. Gentlemen, let us take this as a paradigm who fought the elections for 44 times. Have you tried for even 4 times to achieve this success? So let us join hands together and develop this attitude of challenging attitude that we will give a tough fight, we will come back, we will try to control the futuristic unseen circumstances. So by embracing the failure, if you extend help with your 2 arms to your people, to your child, to your next generation, descendants, I assure you that your generation will receive the help from the 8 arms. This is the success. What you give to the world is the success. Don't expect anything to be received from the world. So try to see that what you are offering to the world, try to offer the best from inside to the world. The sun has given you warmth, it is having the brightening attitude, lively attitude. Right? Similarly, in the night, the moon is shining, moon is having the cool attitude. So attitude varies. You are having more intelligence, so you are carrying a sagacious attitude. He is a wise man, intelligent man, so having more intelligent attitude. So attitude is the state of the mind which keeps on changing. We always keep on baffling, struggling with the circumstances. Student struggles with the exams, teacher struggles with for his performance in front of the council of the school teachers or principals or directors. It is happening everywhere. We have to report to you. We have to report to our seniors. So God has given this opportunity that I am remaining in front of you. Honestly speaking, from the core of our, please remain bold and brave. That will be achieved only with your virtuous attitude when you will meditate the God and Almighty. Let us remain loyal, sincere to God, answerable to God. This is our responsive attitude, spoken attitude. Develop your oratory skills, orations, and linguistic qualities. I assure you that always success will be there at your door. You will be finding success throughout in the lifetime. Be plain and simple, very simple, pious, transparent. Don't hide anything from your parents, from your nears and dears ones, from your colleagues. Be straightforward. Have a confident attitude, virtuous, bold attitude. That's all. Thank you so much, gentlemen. This is a true success to all of us. Deliver a very comfortable life. Live a very comfortable, peaceful life. If you are telling something, if you are lying to somebody, if you are hiding something from somebody, you are carrying the hidden attitude, this won't work long. Because it is a temporary attitude. So our permanent attitude is that God is there who has created us and we belong to Almighty. This is our virtuous, right, bold, truthful attitude. Thank you so much.